And it's Connie Palmer and Sally Winker singing the blues today.
Yes,
Look
singing
at
the
us.
blues. We didn't call each other.
Nope.
This just happened.
Nope. Connie walked in and I thought, oh.
We match. Couldn't have done better.
And you never know, right?
No.
You never know. You
I
just
know.
take a chance on it.
That's right.
So welcome to
Yes.
Farmhouse Fabrics and Friday's Gab and Gush. And so we were just laughing about we always ask a question on the giveaway if we can remember to ask. That one week
Exactly.
we forgot. And so many of you gave us great answers yesterday about what do you do if you have somebody that calls and screams and hollers at you. You know, it's
So this is
like,
sort of a mental health day.
Yeah.
We're asking for.
I said I know other questions I want to ask, and Connie too. And
This
so,
could be a podcast.
yeah, that's right. So we need your interaction today, so that so you can respond. I'm going to
That's
ask
right.
you a question about how to alter something and what kind of shoes I need to buy, and you know, that kind of thing. So,
That's right.
but I really want to start with announcing a class that Connie's going to be teaching with her friend from Australia, and so.
It's exciting.
Yes, it is exciting. And so I want you to tell about who your friend is and how the classes are set up, and she's going to be teaching 3 times in the United States, and
right.
you're going to be with her for your class. You're going to be with her twice.
Right.
But the other class you'll be with her just as a helper.
I'm a helper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't
She's a
even
helper.
be. I wouldn't call me an assistant because I'm not going to help with the stitching
Go
or anything.
get her a
but
cup of coffee.
That's
or
right.
something.
I'm a gopher.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody needs one.
That's right.
A good one.
That's right. No, Lisa Maddox, and she's from Australia. She has a wonderful company called Forage, and she teaches a lot of classes on what is called slow stitching. So you must go to her website and her
Yeah, it's pretty.
Facebook. It is just beautiful, very trendy. It is very it's on trend really. And so you would so enjoy it, even if you are, like me, a machine person. I even enjoyed it.
I can see
I
that.
mean, I really did, because
It
you
doesn't
don't have
look
to
at
do
all
big.
like
I mean,
tedious.
no,
It's not tedious, and
I'm
you
not
can
doing a whole wedding gown or
Right,
anything.
right.
Just,
Yeah.
You know, these are small
That's right.
projects. And so it really is very, very interesting, very fun. Fits in with a lot of stuff Sally has, for sure.
You mean all my old stuff that
All
I
the
have
old
kicking
stuff,
around
right,
here? Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, it does involve a lot of that, but it involves even new stuff. But you
Yeah.
know, it really is. It's just phenomenal.
I
It
think
really
she
is.
likes birds.
She does like birds.
Because I love birds, and I
Yeah.
noticed that
Yeah, there was a lot of birds.
I think that's neat.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
how are the classes set up, Connie?
Well, what we'll do is it'll be for 4 days, actually.
The one in Huntsville and the one here.
Yes. And 2 days will be me, and then 2 days will be her. You can sign up for just me or just her or both.
Right?
We're hoping for, we hope everybody
Yeah,
signs
that's
up already,
right.
but sometimes it's absolutely not possible. Now in Huntsville, there's one extra class.
Oh, that's right. That's
Audra
right.
Kennedy will
Yeah.
teach silk ribbon embroidery, which she does a beautiful job. So if you're really in need of learning that skill, it's hard to find people for that skill right now.
So that's true.
Yeah,
Because
that
for
doesn't-
years ago,
Oh,
it was everywhere. And then, but
Everybody taught
it's starting to pick up again because
Right, it
people are
is.
asking about it.
Yeah. So
But will they add an extra day? Is that what they'll do,
yeah,
or is it,
there's
how do they
another
do that?
day. Yeah, so you can sign up for all 3 of those
Right, okay,
separately. It doesn't
okay,
matter
right.
which ones you take or so on and so forth. Now she'll be in Waco, Texas, and that's just Lisa teaching that.
Right.
And I'm not sure how many days that is, but because I haven't paid much attention to that,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
But you can
Because
find
I'm
that
not
on their
teaching,
website.
so,
That's right. That's right.
But you can go to the website and find that out. And it's in Waco, so you could always go to Magnolia. All the what do you call it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. See, she knows.
I watch her,
Yes.
Joanna
Gaines.
Gaines.
Joanna Gaines. So
Yeah.
you could see all of that stuff.
Oh,
Eat at the
right,
bakery.
in Waco. Oh, how neat
I'm
would
going
that
to eat.
be?
I'm going to eat.
Whoa.
most of you know I have a food map of the United States anyway.
Oh, you do. That's funny.
I do.
I know you know where every Buc-ee's is.
God, I do. Yeah, actually, that is true.
What do you like it from Buc-ee's?
I just like the bathroom.
Oh,
It's clean.
They're nice.
I know that's silly, isn't it? And I love their sandwich. You know, their beef sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brisket.
Brisket sandwich. Oh my gosh, that thing is good. And I never ordered one until one time Zelma and I were at the Buc-ee's and she said, you haven't eaten one of these? I said, no. It is good.
okay. I'm sure you've had another one since.
Oh yeah, I have. Every time I stop.
Yeah.
So that's really, because I don't really need anything there. Although I am collecting, I will tell you this, I am collecting the Buc-ee's shirts that have the state or the city on it. Not just a Buc-ee's shirt, but one that has this. And so I've got quite a few. So I'm, if anybody goes to a Buc-ee's, you might tell me, I'll send you some money.
Yeah.
But I want to make a T-shirt quilt.
Oh, I was going to ask you.
yeah,
I said that would be a good
t-shirt.
quilt.
Yeah,
That'd be a
it
good
would.
quilt.
So I was trying to get as many as I could. And I have,
Well, how many do you need to make a quilt? I
well,
guess it
I would
depends
at
on how
least
big your
want
quilt
12.
is. Uh-huh.
I would at least want 12.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just kidding on that. Send me the shirt thing.
Yeah.
But Buc-ee's
She's
is
not
fun.
kidding. No,
No.
just
But it was fun. I mean, it's fun going to them.
that's neat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sorry. Back.
No, so the class in Huntsville is in what month?
It's all in October.
Oh, it's all in October.
Yeah,
Oh,
because once
okay.
she comes over,
Yeah,
we're
she's
just going to
flying
go
in.
from
Yeah,
place to
yeah,
place.
yeah.
I'm flying to Texas to be with her to help her in, like I said, not an assistant really, but just to help her. And then we'll fly to Huntsville and we'll do the 2 days with me, 2 days with her, and 2 days with one. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 days with Audra. I'm not sure of that.
Right.
Sorry, Audra, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
And then we'll drive here, and we'll have 2 days with me and 2 days with her.
And we'll have it up close and personal because
Because it's so exciting. We're
Yes.
having it in Sally's new house. Are you kidding me?
yes.
Like it's the
Lucky
best.
you.
I know. I know.
And
I mean-
so we're trying to find out how many spots are still available because 2 weeks ago when Connie was here,
Boom.
oh yeah, we had
Yeah.
10 people signed up that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And
Immediately.
yeah. So we know, and I know there are more because when we had the sweetest group of ladies come and visit and shop on Wednesday from Raleigh, North Carolina, the Elegant Stitchers, a Smocking Guild, and I know at least 1 or 2 of those ladies have signed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just can't believe it. No. See, you'll be able to come down here at any point
That's true.
and shop.
Yep.
Or you can call down here and say,
Yeah.
could you bring me this?
Yeah, that's
Boom,
right.
it's going up there.
That's right.
It
Yep.
can't be more fun if we tried to.
I know.
I mean,
I'm
really,
I'm
we're so
really
excited.
Yeah.
But we only have enough room for so many people. It's not like we wish we
Yeah.
had more room.
Well, why don't you show them your project?
sure. This is it. See if I got
That's a
it in there.
beautiful pillow. Oh, the color looks good up
Yeah.
there. That's good.
So
Yeah.
I just tried to mix heirloom and quilting
Mm-hmm.
because, everybody's into a lot of quilting. And so am I. Not as much as some people are, but I
No, but
love
you-
to quilt.
yeah,
I
you
I
are.
love it. I like to piece, not really quilt the quilt,
Mm-hmm.
but I love to piece. So this is just a fan. It's actually 2 fans put together so I could get a nice sweep. And of course it has Liberty fabric and heirloom lace, has Swiss batiste on the background, and then so we're learning a lot of techniques, how to sew with entredo, how to do gathered lace, how to do Madeira applique. That's how we're making these hearts and
Oh,
putting
yeah.
them on with
Good.
Madeira applique. So there's lots of things, and we'll do some bigger piping, and there's supposed to be buttons on the back. But I just picked them out today.
Oh,
So-
good, good.
So
All right.
it will have buttons on
Yeah.
it eventually. And it has a nice the micro check. So
So I
This-
read, I looked it up, and the kit is part of the class price.
that's what I
From what I read,
Right,
the,
yes.
the kit is part of the class price, and the class also includes definitely includes a big lunch, and then it includes morning tea and afternoon tea.
yeah.
And usually that's something pretty yummy.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
always good.
Yeah, something's always good. Connie loves to cook, and she's got the kitchen, and
You just won't believe her kitchen. I mean,
Yeah.
when you get, when you sign up, and you better sign up to see her house, because this is your only chance.
I know my husband
Not,
won't let
no.
me do it again.
No, this is a one-time only.
That's
He
right.
wasn't excited about
No, he
having
was-
all these women in his
no, he was
house?
not
No,
really
he was
overjoyed.
really not excited about that.
So
No.
his study is going to be off limits.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to bake him a lot.
Yeah,
of
that's
stuff.
right.
Sandy says, I'm so depressed I can't go to Connie's class.
Oh.
I have to be in California for a conference.
Oh darn!
But Andrea Birkin said, please let me know if you have an opening still in your class.
There is. There's still openings, but they're going fast. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, she needs to go
Shut
to
up.
because Connie's
Yeah.
not the one handling the registrations.
I don't handle any
so
of the money.
it's all through the
Forage.
forage
Yeah.
website.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
where you have to go. The links will
Yeah.
all be on there. So it's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So
So, Connie, didn't you take it with you when you left
I did.
the last time? She
Yeah.
took some fabric with her
Uh-huh.
and made an outfit. So
I
let
did.
me pull it out
Sure.
so you can talk about it.
talk about it. It just came out pretty cute.
I'm gonna hold it up so you can see how cute this is. These fabrics look amazing
Oh, they
together.
do.
They
I
look
didn't pick them
so
out. Christy picked
good
these out,
together.
and I said, "Oh, it looks good to me." I'm like,
Yeah, they look great.
"Yeah."
So tell us what you did here, Connie.
Okay. So, the pattern itself, I made it just like it says to make it. So I didn't want to change too much, except
you-
for the cuff. The cuff was twice this width, so it was that wide. And it was personal with me. I simply
You want it more
folded
narrow.
it in half.
Yeah.
I didn't even take it apart. I just folded it in half
Right.
and whipped it down. If I made another one, I would just cut it smaller
Right,
in the first
right.
place. I don't know. It just was too wide.
Sometimes when we were talking about that, sometimes when we look at things, we're like, I think I'd like that a little smaller.
Right.
And,
And
that's personal preference,
and that's
really.
what you can
There's
do.
nothing
I mean,
wrong with
right.
that.
It's just a pattern is just a guide.
Yeah.
So then you do what you want
That's
to do
right.
with it. So it
So-
has elastic. The pants are very, very simple.
Yep.
Just elastic in the waist and the cuff on the bottom. And then the bodice, the little top, has a band, and I made the band exactly the way size it said. But I added embroidery to it. Instead of
I love
applique,
the
I added
embroidery.
embroidery. And one little tip about the embroidery, I cut the piece for the embroidery much larger than what I needed. And once I did the embroidery, then I laid the pattern on it.
Oh,
that
that's
way
it,
I could
yeah.
hoop it up.
Right.
And
Right.
so just FYI on that.
And I know we have a link to the embroidery design.
Right.
I'm going to go to the overhead works with YouTube and Facebook. And I'm sorry, it does not work with Instagram because we're using our phone camera for Instagram. And so, but I'm going to go here so you can get a good look at the embroidery. It's so sweet. Plus, then they can see what you
The
did on your
piping. So
on the piping.
Piping was not called for in the pattern.
Oh, right.
You know,
You
yeah,
added-
I
you
pipe
like
everything.
piping,
But
yeah.
then I had to zhuzh it up a little bit. You know, we always have, that's a new word, zhuzh, zhuzh it up.
She just it
Yeah,
up.
whatever they say. So what I did was I used a machine stitch on the sewing machine, and it's just an overcast stitch of a type of
Look at that. That's
a
Might
utility
even get
stitch basically.
closer to that.
And they'll put this picture on the
Yeah.
on their
I'll show you what this is gonna look like, and we'll put this picture on the website and show.
Yeah.
But this is the stitch.
Right. It's just an overcast stitch, so it straight sews and then it kind of zigs and zags.
Mhm.
So if you use your mini piping foot or what do you call it? The
I'll let
the
them
pin
see you
tuck
while you're
feet.
talking.
Pin tuck feet, have a
Oh, with the
larger
groove?
in
Yes.
it. Something that your cording will fit in. Now this is
Right.
purchased
Right.
cording, so I didn't make the cording
Yeah.
or the piping. So, and so you just line it up so that the straight stitch is on the stitch that's already sewn
Oh,
on
the seam
piping,
part,
the
right?
seam part, and then it just has to go over the edge of it. It has to
Okay.
clear it. And it looks so pretty, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to
Just-
try and get a close up of the.
It's kind of like whip stitch piping.
It is
like a
and-
baby whip stitch piping.
right. So I'm really going to try and get
Whip
close
stitch
so you
piping
Can,
had a baby.
yeah. Wait.
But that
Hello,
way,
baby.
but I thought if I put, and here was what was in my mind. I wanted to
What's
put
on
piping
here?
on there, but if I put this color piping, the same as it wasn't really going to show up. So that was my mid.
Right.
I was either going to have to do double piping. So these were all my choices going through my head. Do I do double piping, put this one, and then that one? I thought, you know what? Let's just do a stitch from the sewing machine.
Well, I like
Let's
it
have fun.
because you can just do like however many yards you
Right.
want all at one time
Right.
and just do the whole thing and then put it in, right?
Right, exactly.
I love that.
So it was a lot of fun. You will enjoy that stitch, people. You really will.
That's well,
I-
yeah,
yeah.
because a lot of times people would do this by hand,
Uh-huh.
and they'd whip around
Right.
a
Cord.
cord.
Yeah.
But man,
It was pretty fast.
that would
Yeah,
be
it
very
zipped
fast.
along really
Right.
fast.
Oh, I
So,
love that.
Just something different so we can
This
zhuzh
would
it
be a
up
good
little bit.
tidbit for next week.
There you go. You got. I even had a little movie on that
Oh,
for you.
hey, I'll link it. That
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
That'll be our tidbit for
Yeah,
next
there
week.
you go. And
I
I,
love
even
that.
put buttons on the back. I do want y'all to know that because I have Sally and I are kind of known for not putting
Yeah,
buttons
look at that. Oh, look.
on. So
You've got some cute ones.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So
let
the
me.
kit includes the blue buttons, and we linked the red if you wanna.
if you want
Okay.
red, and there's a beautiful kit that you can
Blooming strawberries.
Bloomin' strawberry.
blooming strawberries, and
I
it is so
love
cute,
that.
isn't it?
You're
It's
gonna
just
put a
precious.
picture of this. Put a picture
Yeah,
of
I
this in
sent
the
her a
kit.
picture of that, and
Yes,
I sent,
it is
Okay.
linked with the
I sent her all
on the
kinds of stuff.
Good.
I sat there busily
Wow. I
because
love
I was
that.
afraid people wouldn't understand it unless they saw it.
Well, it is much easier to understand when you see it.
Yeah.
And I love how you just showed the stitch, then showed how
Right.
it goes on here.
This one and the picture has the foot, on
foot.
there, so
Mhm,
that's why
mhm.
there's
Yeah.
two of the same
Yeah.
thing.
That is so neat.
Yeah, so
Connie.
you could do
I love
anything.
that.
You know, any color, you can match whatever
Yes.
you're doing.
You could
It's
do it
fun.
with heirloomy looking stuff too.
Oh yeah,
It wouldn't have
yeah.
to be.
It doesn't have to be just. This was just
Sue
a fun.
wants to know what is the floral fabric.
The floral is the fabric finders.
And it's so.
Is it 2373?
I can't remember the number of it, but it's fabric finders. We do carry it. So cute with it. I love the colors. They're
do
just
too.
crisp and pretty.
Christy picked these two
Yeah,
out, and I was like,
yeah.
oh well, yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I mean, why would I
It's
change it?
2723.
2723 fabric finders.
Why would I change it? And I didn't know which buttons I was going to put on, so I took two of one color and two
Yeah.
of another. So I put them all on.
Well, this is interesting, Connie.
What's
The
that?
band is only on the front piece.
That's correct, because then
And-
that's a lining.
Yeah, I love that.
So the lining is the whole thing. Yeah, it's really nice.
Well, that's way easier.
Yeah, and it's not so heavy because it'd be bulky
Right,
right here.
that's
if I had
right.
that.
Huh.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
Very,
anyway,
very
that's-
cute. Very cute. So that is McKenna
I bought it.
by Bonnie Blue. It would
easy,
be
easy pattern.
cute with in a little tiny size. It would be cute with this just being little.
Bloomers.
gathered up bloomers.
Yeah, sure.
That would be sweet.
The only reason we made long ones because we hadn't done any little bit
Right.
older kids
Yeah.
for a little while.
So this goes up to a size 6.
Yeah.
A size 6.
cute, 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 very cute
Yep.
and fast.
Very, very
here's my
sweet.
embroidery.
Did you mention the embroidery design where that's from?
It's from Etsy, and they've got a link for the link for it. And of course, you could always choose your own embroidery, but sometimes it takes a long time to filter through things and find exactly what you want. So that's why I said let's just link the embroidery.
Well, do you
But
have
I always
to do?
print it off.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you? I'll go here so you can see
Yeah.
that she's printed it off on, and then she knows how it's going to fit in the pattern.
Exactly, because if you print
Slide
it off,
a little bit more this way.
Sure.
Here you go.
if
Yeah.
you print it off, then you really know what size it is,
Right.
and then you can take your pattern piece, put it on top of it, and say, "Yes, that'll
Right.
work," or "No, that's not going to
Yeah.
work." So.
But that looks perfect.
I mean,
it's
it was a
it's-
perfect
yeah.
size. So I had printed off two different ones because a lot of them are in centimeters, and centimeters, and this brain don't
Oh.
work very well. So
Well, so
You know.
when do you have to buy it to print it off, or can you print it off before you buy it?
no, you have to buy it and
Yeah,
then print it
yeah.
off. It does tell you how big it is.
Okay,
So I mean,
okay.
you have some idea
Yeah.
for sure. But then they're not going to let you print it off.
Yeah, that's
until
true,
you,
'cause then you might-
Hello.
You might copy that.
Right, and that's not nice.
No. Totally not nice.
Totally not nice.
That is right.
But I print off everything when I'm doing embroideries.
yeah,
I really
I've
do.
noticed that.
Yeah,
I think
print
that's
them off.
good.
And then sometimes I save them, and sometimes I just throw them out because I know I'm going to print it again.
Oh,
Because it'd be harder to find it.
yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
Right.
Okay. Do you want to show this kit?
Yeah,
quick?
let's show that
just,
one.
Just, and then
Uh-huh.
we can
Yep,
go to
yep.
our little fun things.
All right.
All right, this is,
Isn't she cute?
oh my gosh, she's so
Goodness.
cute.
We love everything that Dulcie makes.
Yes.
Her daughter. So this is
Let's see,
a
gotta hold it up.
PDF pattern company called, tell me, BBkins, and this is
Violet.
Violet.
So cute.
And so Michelle put
Kit?
together a kit with this out of the pink linen, and we call it, what
Oh,
is it?
sorry.
My colors are blush and bashful.
Oh,
And so they said,
If you know, you know.
if you know, you know.
So
That's
do
the
you
truth.
know what movie that is? You know what movie that is
No.
from? I didn't either, but we've both seen it. It's from
Steel Magnolia.
Steel
Oh,
Magnolias.
yes, we have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steel
Colors,
Magnolia.
my colors are blush and bashful.
That is so cute.
And her mama says they're pink and pink.
Yeah. I like blush and bashful. I think
know,
that's
it's so
adorable.
cute. When you know, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's a cute little
Isn't that
dress.
sweet?
Cute kit.
Yes.
Very summery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is this little doll?
Ugh.
I mean, she is
She is so
precious.
She really
Yeah.
is.
She
We-
did such a cute little decorative stitch.
She
around
did.
the
Yeah, around the collar.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get it close enough so you can see this. Is it like a little star?
That might be.
What's it like?
Like a little star.
Yeah.
It has a
Yeah,
hole in
it's
the
got a
middle.
hole in the middle.
Yeah.
And like a little star flower or something like
Yeah.
that. It's very sweet
It's
around
probably
the
going
collar.
in and out the same hole each time, so it's making a hole in
okay,
the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can practice some decorative stitches. on
Hello.
it.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't use our decorative stitches enough on our
Right.
machine.
But that it's elegant because they're all the
Yeah.
same color.
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
look cheap or anything.
No.
They look
it's very
fabulous.
Cute. Very, very cute.
Yeah.
Very,
So
very
this
cute.
pattern company, BBkins. I wonder how many of you have tried it.
I haven't tried that one. I'm going
No?
to have to look that up.
I did. I've done. I think I did a couple pattern testers from there. Annika's
This-
still in one of them. I saw some little shorts and a top.
Oh,
Speaking of a top,
we
Look.
need some help.
look how cute this top is. So
I know. I saw
Isn't
that.
that cute?
it's linen and it's from Talbot's. And my tiny little, I call her my landlady, the people that are allowing us to live in their pool house while our house is built. She asked me if I would be able to do a simple alteration.
And that's when
So-
you go,
So when, have you
Or
ever
not.
heard people that say, I have a really simple alteration. All we need to do is take it up in the shoulders like
That.
this. And I'm like, that's because I'm short waisted.
Yeah,
I need
get
that
it,
a lot.
yeah.
That's not always simple. But and I thought, wow, how hard can it be? And she said, Sally, just turn it in like this and sew it
So-
across. And
she doesn't care. See that?
she doesn't
No.
care. And I thought, oh, I don't
But
think
see,
I
we
can
care.
do that.
We like, I know, we're like, oh, we have to take it apart.
And I kept looking at it last night
the facing, it's got,
about to
do
try and
me.
take it apart.
yeah.
I mean, I'm open to suggestions, or
My
Nah.
suggestion was this, like she said,
like she said, sew it across here,
cut it
cut it, and overcast.
right.
You gotta
Eh.
zoom out just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah,
Guess
we are
so.
really close. See that?
I'm glad we didn't have my face
Is
in
it too
there.
thick to French seam?
Yeah, it's too
I
thick.
think it's too thick to French
Because see, it has
seam.
this facing on there
Yeah.
that has an interfacing on it.
And the facing is actually top stitched to here and down, and so you
It's
can't
quite-
just like
Patty said I was asked to do that with a swimsuit. It was so difficult.
I know.
And Lib says no alterations! Exclamation point.
Yeah, I know. But see, this is her landline.
I mean, I want to do
I know.
it for her.
I think this was be. I
But
said
that-
this.
it's
She's gonna
gonna
love
look-
this. She's not gonna care.
because she knows she's had to have things altered in the
Right,
past, and so
right.
she knows
That-
that it's not the way you would have sewn it originally.
Right.
But I thought, oh yes, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take it apart and do it, and I thought,
No.
I don't know.
I think if you just sew it, get some of that bulk away.
Yeah.
And then zigzag it, and then top stitch it.
The
like
other
right
thing I
here.
thought, if I cut it here, you guys, and here, turned the edges of one of them under and slid the, you know,
That might not be too bad.
Yeah.
would be hard, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't do handwork neatly.
No, I'm not gonna.
Mine, I'm kind of clunky with my
I
handwork.
know. And it's not very strong up there on the shoulder.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I'm like,
I'm not the best at handwork, but doing these bears,
you.
found if I
Oh.
just do a teeny tiny little thing so you can hardly see it,
Yeah.
and it looks
It looks good.
better.
But because see the straps, you know, when you go into the back, it's wider than it is in the
Yeah,
front.
so you have
Yeah,
Always.
to-
that's what I was
So
wondering.
that's
It's
you have
gonna
that
fit.
issue. So to shove it up in there
Oh,
would
then
be
it's gonna
harder,
over. Then
right?
It'll be, okay.
Uh-huh. I say the first way, but
Okay.
who am I?
Because she's happy with that.
She is happy with it. That's what
She's
I'm saying.
happy with it. I just want it. I want it to be
Perfect,
really perfect.
really nice. Yeah,
Well,
like
I
I
did
want to
something
make.
nice for
Could
her
I
'cause
just
I
make
know.
the whole shirt over again? Because it would be
Listen,
easier.
this shirt would be so simple, you
I
guys.
know.
I wonder how. I shouldn't
It's
say.
so cute.
It is
I
cute.
know, I
Can
love
be.
it.
This is Talbot's. We could look it up and say, you could make 10 of these out of 1 yard of fabric.
I know. You really could, but we don't have the pattern. So
No. Well, let's just draw it off while we're here.
While we're here, yeah.
Yeah, draw it off.
While we have it. But I
Yeah.
say let's go easy on ourselves.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, there you go.
But you know, I think it's
But I-
interesting while we're talking about alterations, I'm going to show you one other thing. Because I made, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I made Liberty of London dresses for my granddaughters for beach pictures.
Yeah.
Remember this?
Yes, I do.
So this is a Vogue pattern, an old Vogue pattern, and I made it for all the granddaughters. And they looked amazing.
So cute. They look
in
so
these.
cute in it. Oh my
And
god.
so, because it fits at the neckline and it's loose, and who doesn't love Liberty?
That's right.
Emma, my oldest granddaughter, this was like right above her ankles, maybe when I made it for her. She came to me last weekend and said, "Gigi, I love this dress, but it's hitting me at a really awkward place." Yeah, she looks like an old grandma. It's hitting her like right in the middle or right
Yeah.
just below her knee. It did not look attractive. And she said, "I would totally wear this dress if you could hem it."
Right. Shorter.
Yeah, shorter. And so of course we were at her dad's, and he doesn't even have pins or nothing. So she put it on, and this is how you guys do this. I'm like, with my finger.
Right.
I'm measuring
up.
from the end of my finger to right here below my knuckle. That's how far it needs to be hemmed.
That's funny.
And so I'm going to hem this up for her, and that
Yeah.
comes like above her knee a little bit, because
Doesn't
all
that
the
feel
girls are wearing
good?
it shorter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this was a Liberty. I don't even know if we still have this one anymore, but
So
she looked
cute.
amazing
She
in
did.
this.
She could have a paper bag on and look
Yeah, yeah,
amazing. Okay, there you go.
She could look pretty good. But see, I don't mind making this alteration.
No.
And
No.
in fact, I wouldn't mind sewing this dress again,
Yeah.
because it's
So
so
cute.
cute.
That print is called Fantasyland.
Fantasyland. We do still
Okay.
have it.
It's beautiful.
Look at that.
And boy, does it feel nice and soft.
I know. And so she's never put an iron to it, I can tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't iron that.
No.
I would not iron that.
Throw it in the washer.
Yeah.
She probably threw it in the washer, threw it in the dryer,
Dryer, and that
and
was
wore
it.
it again. So I've been very, very happy to see these
Yeah.
girls bring out the dresses that, some of them were tiered dresses,
Uh-huh.
and then they wear them again in like 3 or 4 years. I think they thought I was a little bit like, grandma's making me something, you know,
Oh,
when
yeah.
we're taking
Wow.
a picture.
Yippee.
And all of a sudden they realized, Hey, that's kind
That's
of cute.
pretty cute. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not completely over the hill, but
That's right.
you know.
So Betty answered your question about Audra's class. She says it's also 2 days.
Okay, great. Thank you, Betty.
Good,
Somebody's paying attention.
good.
Susie Spools says is it a swing dress? Is there a zipper?
Oh, this dress.
No zipper.
This dress has a slit in the back right here, and it's got
Buttons.
buttons and loops right up here, and so
It just opens up really wide. You
yeah,
just
it
put
does.
It over your,
So it's like a raglan,
yeah.
and I remember that I took white twill tape. Let me see if you can see it. And I measured the finished completed neckline of the twill with the twill tape. This was great. By the time I made it several times, I had it.
You had it down pat.
Yeah, I did, and I really enjoyed making it. So I think I bought the pattern from somebody on Etsy.
It's Lady Marlowe, and it's still available. It's Vintage Vogue 6771.
There
I'm
she
telling
goes. Yes,
Jeez, you're good, girl.
I
You are
loved
good.
it.
I remember it because I love those dresses. I love
Yes.
that pattern.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I just took like white twill tape. You can
Uh-huh.
see it here, and I marked like center front, the shoulder where the shoulder is, and then I gathered up my fabric to the twill tape.
To the twill tape. Oh, there you go.
And then that way it was sturdy and it didn't stretch
Right.
out or
Right.
pull out or anything,
Right.
and then it was really strong.
Right. Oh,
And
good idea.
I did have an interfacing in here.
Uh-huh.
It might have been just what I use for the lining,
Uh-huh.
because it's not it
Doesn't
doesn't feel
Yeah.
stiff, it's soft. And
That is so cute.
and then it didn't call for a lining, but once I started making it, I thought, I know what I can do.
Yeah.
I know how I can do this. I cut
Know what I can do?
I cut my lining and sewed it together, the side seams and down the back,
Mhm.
and it was still all open up here at the neckline, and I put right sides together, and I
Sew
sewed
it.
around the armholes in the V.
Trim it.
You turn it right side out,
There
and it
you
was
go.
completely lined.
Smart girl.
Man, that was fast,
That was
because
easy.
otherwise you're
You
doing
gotta
all your little
Bias
bias,
binding
yeah.
around there and all that.
And then because these girls were younger and this, this came a little lower, I took it in under the arm some, but
A lot of times they wear those little tube tops underneath.
yeah, they
it,
do,
So,
they do. But this doesn't hang too low on them.
right.
Man, this is
Trisha
cute.
said those dresses would make cute tops also.
They sure
They
would.
would
They
make
sure
cute
would.
tops.
Sure
they
would.
would. Yeah.
This isn't as low as you think because
No,
it's
'cause it
coming
goes
from
all the
here.
way to
yeah,
the neck.
so it's not
Down
as
to-
low
yeah,
as
yeah.
I think it would be.
And interesting thing about Emma, she's very athletic, and she's tall and slender, but she's got broad swimmer shoulders. Well, this is a great shoulder for her.
Yeah.
Same with believe it or not, even you might think it would accentuate it, but a boat neckline
Oh, I bet that
is
looks
very
good. Yeah,
good on
uh-huh.
her too.
Right.
Like a kind of sleeveless, but a boat neckline is
Right.
very, very good on her.
Here, I'll hang it up.
Okay. But I don't want you to have to stand up.
Oh, no, I'll be fine right here.
All right.
I'm good.
So it's when we're sewing that we think about things to talk about.
Right.
And that's why when I was making the double angel sleeve, I thought, you know what? I used to always make a little puff, a little poof to go
Inside it.
inside of a sleeve, because back in the 70s or
Back in the day.
70s and 80s, weren't they wearing, even
Yeah,
the women wearing
right.
kind of big
Oh, yeah,
puffy
right,
shoulders,
Right. We had shoulder pads for sure.
shoulder pads, and then these
Yeah, that
went
we
into
made
here
those,
going this
right.
way,
Like in the heirloom dresses, I remember making them out of netting or,
right, like tulle or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
So I whipped one of those together, and last week I was like hunting everywhere for this. I was going to show it on this little dress because it has a puffy sleeve,
Uh-huh.
but I made just a fake little. This is a bodice and a sleeve from the bodice dress from Collars, etc. I like that pattern. I'll show it to you. It's like sizes 1 to 4 in one sizes 5 to 8 in the other, and there are a lot of options in this pattern. This is good. This collars, etc. So I cut out this little sleeve, and it's made to be gathered here with a sleeve band.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see that
It
know,
would
it
just flatten out.
yeah,
kind
flattens,
of.
doesn't it?
Needs a little help.
Mm-hmm. So if you take this little organza poof thing, but you have to have your sleeve already sewn in when you do this.
Right.
And you attach it to that seam allowance,
Look at there.
and look at here. Yeah,
Makes a perfect puffy sleeve.
yeah, it does.
Doesn't completely fall
Right,
down.
that's right. And it's not scratchy or itchy or
No.
anything. It works great.
Yep. Great idea.
But we used to do that a lot. Somebody said when they sewed, oh, shoot, can't think of the name of the patterns with I'll think of it in a minute.
We'll think of it in a minute. Now. Just
Anyway, they had big puffy sleeves that they actually had one of these in pattern pieces in the pattern.
right.
And
Because otherwise that sleeve is not going to
That's
stay
right.
up there. It just
but we have Michelle, and
Yay.
Michelle has created us
won't.
a PDF that's free on our website, and it says how to create a puffy sleeve support. And so I'm gonna take you to the overhead and show you what it looks like. So you can download this. It's no charge. And
make a million of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
So,
So
cute.
shows you.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. She shows how to cut it out.
Mhm.
You fold your corner of your organza like on the bottom, so it's a bias.
Mhm.
Because don't you think bias things
They
roll
fo-
better?
They
don't
do. Yeah.
Mhm. And so here's the way it looks.
Football
Here's
shape,
the
fold in
fold.
half.
And then I went and just serged this. I didn't do it on this, but on this piece for the picture, we serged the rounded edge. And that's the rounded edge is where you would sew your gathering threads.
Okay.
And then gather that little thing up
Sew it
and
into
sew
your
it into your dress.
And you
and
got
so
it. Oh, look there. Hey,
Here
here's
is
the pattern.
a template.
Yay.
So you can adjust this however you want.
Yeah.
If you make it and you think, well, that's way too big, we'll just cut some of it off around the this part.
Right.
So it's easy to adjust.
Right. That is so cute.
So that is all
Good job,
ready.
girls. Good
all
job.
ready. So thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, Michelle is like amazing.
She is. She's a computer guru.
I know. So I'm going to show you one thing I learned when I was working on this. I didn't just learn it, but I thought about it again. Yeah.
I want this too.
Oh, yes.
I knew that. That's the only
You
thing
did
I knew.
know.
It's
Yeah.
the only thing I knew today.
So with the bodice, a bodice on a child, usually, I mean, a lot of times they're cut straight across here. Can you see how this one curves? I'm going to show it on the Instagram. This bodice curves down like that's where the tummy would be, because little kids have kind of a tummy on them. They
And-
don't just.
And 78-year-old.
Yeah, we decided
It hit you right here.
we decided pregnant women and 78-year-olds
Yeah.
and 75-year-olds
Right.
need it too. So you know how when you're you were a toddler and now
Mhm.
you're kind of going back to that age.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've done this before when I've sewn for a couple of my granddaughters that are a little more rounded in the middle, and I have added the length here, and it makes the
Really
dresses
helps, yeah.
it makes them
Yeah.
hang better.
Yeah, it does.
And so anyway,
That
I
pattern
just wanted
has
to,
it on there already.
it has it on there.
That's a good one.
This is Collars Etc. by Trudy Horn. And another thing I like about this, it actually has a back dart right here, and that just draws it in a little bit at the waist, and you can or not use it. You don't
Right.
have to use it if they need that room.
Right.
But sometimes they need the extra room across the shoulders, but at the waist
They
you
don't
want to
need
draw
it.
it
Right,
in, right?
exactly.
And
Yeah,
so a dart is very easy to
Helpful,
work with.
yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Cool.
I sewed, well, if you watched my husband and his two friends couple 2 weeks ago.
If you didn't, you go back and
I
watch
know,
it. It is worth every penny.
It's funny. One of his girls was very, very slender. I sewed for his 3 daughters, and I thought, why is it so tight across her shoulders? I couldn't figure it out. Well, she had prominent shoulder blades. She was very tiny. I had to take her side seams in
Yes.
so much. But her shoulder blades were prominent. And so I thought, oh, okay, how am I going to do that? Because you had to make it wider across the shoulders to accommodate for that.
Right.
But then the front didn't need it wider, so I actually made it wider, and I put a little dart in the shoulder
Right there.
right here,
Uh-huh.
just down to the top of the shoulder blade, and that drew it in, but it gave room.
Enough room.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like when you're older and you have a bust that you have to fit. You put darts in there, and it gives it room.
Right.
But yeah, I thought, how
boy.
could it possibly be too tight on her? Because she was so little.
Small.
She was so little. Yeah.
So,
So today we're all about alterations, making changes.
so what
Let's-
to change now?
Let's see. We're gonna talk about. Did you tell us what can be comfortable shoes? We want to talk about comfortable
Yes,
shoes.
we do. Now, I told her what my comfortable ones are, and I can't find them anymore. So,
So the name of yours.
are Ryka. And it's R-Y-K-A, Ryka. And they just slip on. They don't tie. I don't want to tie. I just want to slip a shoe on. But it has to be tight enough around my foot because my heel is small.
See, that's what happens because then your heel flops out.
Right. And and sneakers, sometimes the top of them are up too high and
Yeah.
it hurts my foot.
Right.
I mean, I have so many things
Right.
that I
right.
need for the shoe
Yes.
to be.
So we're open to suggestions because obviously we're not. I'm not the only
No.
one because you have the
I
same
have
issue.
the same issue.
And so I have bought shoes before, and I thought, well, they feel comfortable in the store, and I wore them one time to church, and I thought I can't wear these.
And the big sneakers, the ones that are so big, I cannot wear those. I trip on those.
Do you
I know,
walk
they're a
like
hazard
if you
for
put
me, yeah.
if you put your dog in
Yeah.
shoes and they walk like this?
That'd be me. It's a hazard for me. You know what I mean?
Right. That's
If
right.
you can fall out of your truck and break your thumb, you know that you're clumsy.
That's
love-
not good, Connie.
I know.
That
Well,
is not
actually,
good.
I had the dog, the dogs were with me, and they were on a leash, and they jumped
Yeah,
over
yeah.
me and pulled me out
Yeah.
of the truck. That's how I fell. So I had this big
Man.
cast on. And one lady said, "Oh, how did you hurt?" It was a big pink cast. She said, "How did you hurt yourself?" And for a long time, I was saying, "I fell out of my truck." And I thought, you know what? That is, why are you saying that? So the next time somebody asked me, I said, "Well, I have a Harley, and I was in a biker bar."
You're in a biker bar.
And she looked at me and she said, "You did?" I said, "No, not really. I fell out of my truck."
That's funny. That's funny.
Anyway, so I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's all. That's all right. So does anybody tell us comfortable shoes?
Yeah, we're giving you time here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Skechers
Uh huh.
and Clark's brands are good. Maryland
Clark's
Square
brands
I
are
got
good.
Clark's right now.
and Nancy Wilson said they carry Rykas on QVC.
Okay, I'm gonna look on there. So I got these at the Belk's in Huntsville, Alabama, because they have the best Belk anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a different store, and I forget what the name of it was. It was a very nice store, and they changed it to Belk, and they haven't, they have better stuff than a lot of Belk. I love
Becky says she used to be outside sales rep and had to walk a lot, and she would buy SAS, S-A-S-S.
SAS, yeah.
Oh.
Now I work from home and I use Easy Spirit.
Okay.
And then we got Hokas, and Sue Esty says Bodice, Starling style.
Oh, I'm going to have to
Birdies.
write
Yeah,
all
we'll have
this
to-
down.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll have to go read that and search it.
Bionic. They make everything from sneakers to low heels. They have toe grips, heel cups, arch support, and they're actually attractive.
I have
I
a
bought
Oh.
some Bionic when I went to Europe one summer and wore them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really comfortable.
Yeah, I've had a Bionic. I have a Bionic shoe, but it's a winter shoe, so it's more of a little bit dressier shoe. So, but it was very comfortable.
Well, when I started having children, my feet grew a half a size with every
Oh, child.
child.
Great. Glad you didn't have 20 kids.
Me too. But
Your
it
feet
left
would
me
be-
at a 10 and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you try and find a 10 and a half in a
Women's,
shoe.
yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
difficult.
very
I
hard.
see some that are like sandals and flip flops,
Oh.
bionic, and Susan said bionic or Austin, so there's a second one to that.
Yeah, that they are good. Bionic is good. It really is.
Man, too bad I didn't get taller. Just
Tall-
spread
I
out
got
the width a little
Too
bit.
bad I didn't get taller and thinner. Just bigger feet. Oh, sorry.
You want me to talk about the
Yes,
outfit?
I was just about to say that. We have a darling, darling little outfit that Michelle made, and I'm gonna let her come up here and stand next to Connie.
Yeah,
No,
no,
you
I
sit
can-
right here, and tell you all about it because it is cute.
So cute.
All right, I'm gonna trade you places.
Okay. All right, I got to make this cute little outfit
It's so cute.
for Banks,
Oh,
Emma's little niece. You want to hold that?
sure.
And it's from Penny Patterns. I used the Acacia Romper.
It is
See
just
there?
precious.
They also have it in Acacia Child with the dress up to 14 years. The romper goes up to 4. We picked this beautiful Liberty. It's on sale, and it's floral red is the ending SKU for it. So we still have some left. You could still make it. And we used this bare threads, pretty scallop little embroidery.
It's cute.
Did you
Around
use
the
white
edges.
or the ivory?
This is ivory. I used ivory. And then I used rice
Piping.
piping. I was really supposed to put it here, and I totally forgot. I was just so excited doing this.
Just
and
do-
it was
just
cute, and I
Get
forgot.
into it, didn't you? Yeah.
And then I saw this in the bag, and I'm like, Emma, I forgot to
Oh.
put that on there. So then I added it to the waist because I hadn't done
I
that.
know, it's
I
perfect.
think I prefer
Yeah.
it there.
And the rice looks perfect with the ivory.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Just perfect. And you would think it was white. I mean, you look at it and you think, oh, it's white. Ta-da.
So we
Was
still.
it hard to put the ruffle around the round yoke? Because sometimes that can be hard.
Okay, so
Okay, now we're going to get into it here. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was
Hard.
really difficult, but when I went to top stitch it, I had a hard time getting mine even, and it drove me crazy. So I took it out and I hand did it
Oh.
underneath because this needed to go down. I said I'm just doing it by hand because I got
Well, you do what you got to do.
yeah.
Okay?
I think it
So I
looks
just took it
And
off
it-
because
and
I didn't like it,
You don't
and
have
then
to
I
even
just
tell
went
anybody
underneath.
about it.
Right.
There you
So-
go. So you did good.
That's
And
cute.
It is so cute.
so we still have some of this.
This would be cute for
We
4th
run
of
out.
July.
That's what we were thinking.
Yeah.
And we were debating between doing navy,
Uh-huh.
some kind of navy piping, but then we saw the edging and said,
Oh, it's so
Mhm.
cute. Very cute. It's perfect.
And this is an alternative if we run out of that, if you
Uh-huh.
still want it. And that's a pretty little scalloped edge. It doesn't have the little dot on it, but so that's what I've been doing.
You did good, girl.
I was so proud of my buttonholes, y'all.
Oh,
I just looked down and went, she put buttons on her
I
dress.
did. I was having a little issue with my machine, and I'm
That's
like,
so
you know
cute.
what?
Just
The
do it.
machine,
Yes.
Regina, let me have, which was so nice.
they'd like to
One of
see
her
close
older
up, so why
machines.
don't you zoom in on those buttonholes?
It does the best buttonholes. And I
Gotta
said,
get
no.
Get your green stick.
Yeah.
Let's see, where's my
Try to
stick?
Unbutton, button.
Which one do I do now? I'm
This
never
is
back
two.
here.
Number 2.
Okay.
And then
With
Alright.
broken thumbs, you can't do anything.
You
I
need to
broke
go
both
in.
thumbs. Yeah.
go to T.
Can't unbutton them.
I know it's a little tight.
Well, that's okay. No, but
Where do I go that way?
both
Yeah.
of my thumbs have been broken, and you really don't
Oh.
realize.
Oh
How
man.
much you need your thumbs?
Okay. All right. So let me do it. You gotta
Okay.
kind of finagle it. a
That's
little
all
bit,
right.
so it's
That's
gonna-
okay. Whatever.
But it
works.
does fit.
Yeah.
They're
But I
loving
was
it,
so-
Michelle.
I was so
Adorable.
proud of
I'm
myself.
proud of you too, girl.
So I love the buttonholes
Yes.
on the older brother machine that
Uh-huh.
Regina so graciously let me have. So that's where I go and do my buttonholes.
That's great.
That's wonderful.
That's wonderful.
And so we had these cute little things.
Yeah.
I did
People
do.
do have sewing machines for certain things. They
Yeah.
have certain stitches they prefer with a different
Exactly.
sewing
I
machine.
did use the cam snaps for that. I wasn't doing buttonholes in the crotch. I'm like, no,
no.
we're doing snaps.
The mother doesn't want
So
buttons in the
Right.
scratch either.
right,
Because you don't want to have to try to unbutton them and button them.
right.
There's
So
the
yeah,
deal.
I used
That
my
is
little
so
fray
cute.
check and I
Yeah.
let it dry and then I cut them the next day. So
Yay.
yeah,
Everybody's
did good,
loving it,
girl.
Michelle.
I was proud of
I mean,
myself.
it's pretty.
It's not perfect,
You know what?
but it was handmade with love.
That's right.
That's
It looks
great.
perfect to me.
Hey, she'll be running around and getting dirt all over
That's
it.
right.
You won't even be able to tell.
That's right. You
Yeah.
won't even know it.
So
It is pretty. Honey.
guess
You did a
that's
good
it.
job. You did a good job. Did
Yeah.
a great job.
been doing that in my spare time when I get home from work and when I have a little bit of time and
Yeah.
make kits and stuff during the day.
Go to one. Go to number
Oh,
one.
let me get back to one here.
Oh yeah.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Why don't you stay there and then have a drawing?
Oh,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Right.
We need to have a
That
drawing.
was the black cases. Oh, it's underneath. You see where you laid that the poof?
I
is, the
sure
poof?
do.
Oh, right
I
on
sure
top of
do.
that.
Where the
Everything
poofy
is
stuff
right
is.
underneath there. Yep.
And I'm trying to alter this top right here if y'all looking at it because it's not laying quite right. It actually was supposed to go flipped out. And I did not like it. I don't like stuff like high on my neck. And so I flipped it under and I went and did this little stitch this morning. And I was like, maybe I need to do a decorative stitch a little bit further out.
Well, what part was flipped out?
This part, it's
Oh,
supposed, it was supposed to come out.
Oh,
And it just had a slit, and I was like, I don't like that. I like more V
Yeah.
neck on me, and so I flipped it under.
It's very thinning, the
I
viewpoint.
like it. It looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So
Michelle's lost like 20 pounds.
I'm still working on getting it to lay right, but that was a quick fix this morning, just so I could wear it.
Mixed up for you. That's the giveaway.
Alright. This is the lovely giveaway. I haven't even looked at any of this stuff. Oh yeah. Let's see here.
Oh, that's cute.
Quick sew.
That's really cute.
And the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Cute for a little boy. For sure.
How to do lettering on
And
your
the-
smocking.
yeah.
They're oldies but
Awesome.
goodies, aren't they?
And this is so pretty. I
Oh,
love this
that is
fabric.
so sweet.
Sally did some bunny blankets
Cute.
out of that.
Some more
And
fabric.
lots more goodies. This feels like luscious little knit here.
Yummy.
Very sweet.
It'll be a nice
And-
giveaway. Somebody's going to get
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And
All
that
right.
person is in this
So
bucket.
who's the lucky winner?
That person is in this bucket.
Uh-oh, don't
I know.
drop that one. Oh,
I promise you
Drop
all are
that
in the
one.
bucket.
they'll be like, I'm fine. That was probably my name, and I probably could have won.
You go ahead and draw.
Okay. Not gonna
You
look.
can't look.
Okay, Diana Onstott Morris. Would love to win. Love everything I've ever purchased from Farmhouse Fabrics. Just wish I had more time to sew. And then she tagged May Francis Holly. Look at all this beautiful stuff.
Yes.
So you're the winner.
You're a winner.
Congrats,
You're a
Diana.
winner.
Woohoo. I guess that's it. I have to come
all
up
we have.
here and shut that off.
Okay, well, I'll stand right here.
Thank you so
And
much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
You know I always love
I'm
it.
gonna let you say goodbye to everybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
goodbye.
Back here in the
I am so glad everybody came today to watch. I mean, it means a lot to us. It really does. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's right.
See you Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
treasures.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Thank you, everybody.